Welcome back, everyone, to some Game of Thrones Kingsroad. The game has officially launched into free-to-play, and it's now available on mobile as well. It's been a few weeks since I last played myself, so we are going into this kind of seeing how things are now. We'll look at some of the changes that they made, and then potentially try playing the night yet again. Unfortunately, as far as balancing, as far as I've seen, not much has changed in that aspect, but they have made a lot of other changes with copper and with upgrades and now artifacts or relics they've changed the name to, and a few other stuff, but we'll kind of get into that. For now, let's log in as my original character, the level 22 knight, and then we'll see where things go. This isn't a guarantee, just to be upfront, that I am going to be continuing this playthrough all the way through. I wanted to return today, see how I'm feeling by the end of this stream or end of later today, and then kind of decide, because there are some other games I still will be playing, but if there's time or if there's changes this game ever gets, then we can always come back as well. But for now, we're still where we left off at. We've got a lot to claim, probably, because a lot has changed. One thing I did see, so last night, this game technically launched at 8 p.m. Eastern, my time, and apparently they accidentally gave out every single Founders Pack to free users as well, which, honestly, whatever, I don't really care. But that has been interesting to see. I've been watching the Discord a little bit. We also got some gifts. I think everyone gets these, though. Maintenance. At some point, we probably had that. There's also the pre-registration items. And then, was this the welcome gift? Yeah. I didn't get any of the, I mean, because I don't have the highest founder pack. I have, like, the deluxe, I think it is, but it looks like we got a few claims here. What's up, Pivot? Good morning, good morning. What's up, T? Thank you for the gift there. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. What else do we have here? We have, okay, I want to hold on to that for a second because I don't even know what gear. Yeah, they changed artifacts, but now it's relics. And one of the other things that I saw that they changed as well is now you can actually, we do it in a second here, the messenger raven. Apparently the artifact expedition, even though it's now relics, it guarantees that you will get a drop. Essentially, you will get a artifact every single time, which is kind of cool. I mean, if it actually ends up working like that, which I think it has been. Let me actually set one out. Oh, my basic inventory is full. Oh no. Yeah, now mobile users get to run into the inventory. I saw people receive like all their rewards from the free-to-play like aspect, and they're like, hey, my inventory is full from all the rewards, is there storage anywhere? And everyone else is like, nope, there's no storage. What's up, Nisa? What's up, potatoes? Playing the game today, any advice? Take your time. Enjoy it while you can. The first 10 hours are probably the most fun, I would say. And I would also highly suggest going out and exploring along the way, too. I'm going to get rid of some of this stuff, because whatever. What's up, Tonks? Yeah, not this morning, at least. Maybe later today. Yeah, I'm just going to get rid of it. I mean, we could go sell, but hopefully this inventory, freeing this up. Because now I'm not going to be able to redeem everything that we have. It's going to be interesting. Got more tutorials. We'll run through that. They did make crafting a little bit easier now. I just want to get all of this stuff out of the way, and then we can actually start, I guess, grinding. Here's the relics. Got more skills here. Few upgrades. Our alliance check-in. We still have the Comrades Alliance available. What's up, Death? Death March. Hey, it's all good, Nisa. Well, I appreciate you being here. Game is on my phone. Should I get it? If you want to try it, I'd see. This is what's going to be really interesting is now that the game is on mobile. I have no idea, and I've been saying this from the start. When you reach the point at where I'm at in the game, it's not like there's no autoplay, and it's not like you can just... I can't imagine reaching the part where I'm currently at in the game and not being able to maneuver without using a keyboard or a controller. Because the boss fights, especially even if you are equipped properly, are like so hit or miss, at least from the last time I played, that like you really have to be attentive. And I feel like that's something that most mobile players probably, I mean, for the most part they probably are, but you're also casually playing the game. So I saw some people having some issues with the, I mean, as long as adding a controller to your phone works, then you should be good. But I saw some people saying they had some issues with it. Here we are. Let me buy some. I don't feel like they made these cheaper, and they also made it so now they're easier to craft. The HP stuff. I'm not going to be going into the Citadel until we are at 49 or around that. So for right now, let me see. They opened up the Stormlands. I don't know how you get to it. It's probably story based. But as a quick reminder, so basically this is where we started at. Anywhere that you see that's like, well, obviously all these are fast travel points. But then also right here, since this is like that dark brown, this is all areas that we can explore. Same thing with Stormlands. All this like tan or dark tan or brown that you see are areas that you will be able to go to. Anything else right now hasn't been expanded yet. So that'll be interesting. I'm also curious to see. So this is supposed to be 1.0. This is free to play launched. It's no longer in early access. This is 1.0. I'm curious if there's still going to be a lot of work in progress or NPCs missing voices, or because a lot of that was still in the game in early access, and now I guess we'll kind of see. But yeah, this is Game of Thrones Kingsroad. Let's see if we can do this. Oh no. Yeah, I think some of them are still going to be missing their voice. If they don't have a voice, then I usually just skip through it, because I ain't reading all that. Yeah, I saw like one of the #1 Steam reviews when I checked last night. It said like, be ready to see work in progress on launch. get through it unless if it's a main quest. Pretty much. Some of these side quests actually are pretty good. Some of them. But I will say the main story quest is very good. And that's what hurts me so much, and one of the things I said at the, like, since I last played. I think the story here is really, really good, and if it was built from the ground up as, like, a full-fledged RPG, could have been, like, a contender. If it was fleshed out, if it was polished, if it was, like, they expanded the combat and everything. It really could have been a, like, really well done game if they developed it like that. It's not built to be that, though. It's built to be a nice and easy, free-to-play, online game with some co-op elements, and to get a lot of money out of you. But, I mean, we'll see. I don't know what the player count's at right now, but I'll be checking it to see, like, how it does over the next few days. What's up, CJ? You there? Right. Also, I forgot. We need to do the expedition. Hold on. So, yeah, that's one thing I saw that a lot of people are really upset about. Especially for the people that spent money. I didn't spend any money in that aspect. I did get the battle pass, of course. And I also got one of the outfits early on. But apparently now with the... Where is it? Let me actually check this. Apparently now with how the artifact expeditions work is it's a guaranteed, and that was one of the things you could previously purchase too. So a lot of people are like, why am I being punished if it's a guarantee now when I spent so much money? But that's the thing, is that's how games change, man. Like, if your average player isn't paying money, then, like, they're not going to keep it that way. Always. Alright, this automatically... My inventory is full again. That's crazy. I don't even know what to get rid of at this point. Some goods. What else? We have activities, support boxes, outfit dye. Could use this. They did expand the amount of people now that you can get for workers, which is kind of cool, I guess. All right, now let's try again. You got a wolf or a horse? Yes, I have the wolf that you can get in game. Damn. The twin axes. I saw everyone's getting those right now, which is crazy. All right, let's use this. Claim them. Okay. Nothing insane there. I think it's only for the blues that you get, like, really good rewards. Yeah, these guys. The relic finders. But you do get a decent amount of them while playing. I saw in one of their updates that the expeditions is one of, like, the least utilized things. and people weren't using it effectively, so that's why they made a lot of changes for that. Manage productions, they also bumped this up a decent amount. Manage trade, this is new. Whoa. Yeah, this is, I use Snow Shade, which you can unlock in game. I actually preferred using that over than the deluxe version that you get or whatever. Let's see, does the yep, they still drift a bit. Oh, that's not supposed to happen. Dude, that's crazy. What the? I don't think you're supposed to be able to fall into it like that. Yeah, there is some early access stuff that they are going to be giving out too, but I love how they made it seem like it was going to be up like along with the launch, but no, it turns out it's not. It turns out that it's coming at a later date. I don't know, man. That's why I wanted to come here today and kind of see how I'm feeling by the end of it, because as far as I can tell, I'm hopeful, but I don't know how, like, what the situation for this game is going to be in the next, like, month or two. Do you lose anything if you die? If anything, no, it's usually you just, like, have to pay. Not, like, actually pay, but, like, if you use up your HP, but since I didn't use any, we're fine. I think. I used a lot of relic finders that you get from the 3rd dungeon as free-to-play, while Expedition didn't have pity. Yeah. It's... I don't know. I saw the player count too. I mean, let me see. It's early morning, so what's the game looking like right now? Free to play about 2,353 players, but that's on PC. I don't know if there is any statistics on being able to see what a game is doing player count wise on like iOS or Android. That's probably where they have the most of it, which again is going to be interesting to see because oh, this is this guy. Because there's parts like difficulty wise for this game I can't imagine playing on mobile. That would be insane. Alright, how do we control here again? Crazy, I thought the game was brand new and then I saw you had 14 videos already. Yeah, it just launched into free to play. So it's been out in early access. I wouldn't say it's a traditional early access, although they're calling it early access in that sense. But yeah. Let's see. We probably should use up some of the RP that I have, so that way I can get some decent rewards. There's also another bounty over here. Oh no, that's the one where we just handed in. Brad, hurrah. Is there a huge difference between classes? I mean, they all definitely play differently.
Oh, saved me a nasty bit of work you did.
They all have their own style of gameplay. Which is the best? I have no idea. I would say just play whatever you think looks the most fun. Try it out, see if you like it, and so on. You're Conrad. Is there anything unique in the game, like a place or something? There is a world boss every... I think they used to do every hour, and then they scaled it back because, again, every hour was too much, and players were like, oh, I'll just go. I saw somebody in the Discord yesterday was for the Game of Thrones Kingsroad Discord. They did it only once in the week, the world boss, and they got like rank 28. The player count was pretty low, like the last few days or last few weeks. See, what I would love to do right now is just continue the story, but we have to gear up before we can even go back to it. Like, I remember there was a few people that were like, man, you're not even following the story. And I was like, a few comments that I saw. And I said, this isn't, as much as I would love to follow it back to back to back, this is not the type of game where you can do that. Like, you have to do side content. You have to do everything else. It's not really optional, because if you don't do it, you run into what I did, which... even with me doing everything, went from having 35,000 momentum, which is their gear score, to now your next quest requires 49,000, and we're still 8,000 off from the minimum suggested. The minimum. So I'll be curious to see how that turns out for a lot of other players now that, again, it is on mobile. Let's actually go try this. Let's give this a shot. There's also 2 other side quests here. Wait. Aren't these a father's footsteps? These are side quests I've already done. Let me see what happens if we go try to clear out this homestead. I remember I was struggling with this the last time. There's also now an auto. I'm very happy for this. There's an auto navigate to your objective. Which is kind of cool. Even though it's very, like, slippery, slidey. Alright. Dismount. Give this a shot. I forget what my...
You can thank me for a quick death. How's that feel?
Oh. I forget what counter is.
That, did you?
Okay, that's E. Got it. I also need to review my abilities again. Alright, so they still have a ton of health. But they seem to be doing less damage. What is the counter, man? Doesn't even tell me right now. Okay, let me review the controls. We'll definitely be able to clear this out, which I think last time we attempted this, I was struggling. So let's see. We also have some relics we'll need to upgrade and so on. Damn, wait, this one's so much better. 4,600? That's a decent boost right there. Oh, we can't equip it while on cooldown. Alright, yeah, let me take a look at keybinds. What is it? Q? Got it. Yep. Okay, I remember. And then for my charge. Wait, they changed this. They changed it back. Pound was an ability that you unlocked like super late. Oh wait, no, never mind. It's still late. What's my highest combo? 1, 2, 3. Alright, let's level this one. Burn. Here we go. Is the game worth it? Well, it's free to play now, so I would say give it a shot and see if you like it. At least. And it's on mobile and everything, so still not on consoles, but and no information on that. But it is on mobile and PC now through Steam as well. Can you play on a controller? I believe so, as long as you don't have any issues connecting it. Not bad. I think we were struggling with these guys last time. Beautiful. It's definitely got some a little bit of flaws still, but it's fine for what it is, I think. Especially as a free-to-play game, like looking at this now as a game that like anybody can download, anybody can play for free is crazy to think. But yeah, it'll be, I don't know. Time will tell. What's up, Retro? How are the monetization in the game? Are there any gacha elements? If any, just mixed opinions. So yes, I mean obviously there's for sure a ton of monetization. The biggest thing now though, they made where like it's pretty easy to get. So it's basically the artifacts. The artifacts is where it becomes very, I guess you could say, gacha, where you're getting stars of them, you're upgrading them, they're giving you overall gear score, which is momentum, and so on. Ignoring that, I think the game is pretty good. The problem is the amount of grind that it takes for taking down some bosses or larger enemies, higher gear scored, all that stuff, and the amount of, they call it RP. So if you go out into the world and you do an event in the world, you're not guaranteed a drop unless if you have RP, which is this thing right here. Now the game, as you complete challenges and chapters, you're constantly getting it back, but you can buy RP. I wouldn't say you really need to, unless if you're playing for like 10 hours, 16 hours a day. Because then you're going to run out of it. We actually have a side quest here. I think I did this one, though, on my... Yeah, that's what it was. Oh, that's what it... I did a lot of these quests on my... assassin. But yeah, right now Kingsroad is only out on PC and mobile. Where is the... I'm looking for the bounty here. Commoner. But I don't know, because that's what's conflicting with this game. Going back to that for the monetization, is it doesn't have like all the big... Yes, there is a lot of stuff you can buy, but even then, like, there's only so much that will take you so far. It's not like you can spend $1,500 right this second. And again, there's no PvP. It's all PvE. So it's not like you're putting yourself... If anything, you're putting yourself further in the leaderboard. But at this point, that's so low in players that it doesn't matter until, like, today. So... my personal biggest issues is as someone who's... like, I haven't purchased anything in the game besides the Founders Pack, and I did get the subscription, which I would say if you're playing for a certain amount of time, it's worth getting for that, because the rewards that you get, similar to like any other MMO that you would play, although it isn't really an MMO, but that's where they make their money, of course. I would say if you are playing the game or planning to play it long term, that's worth getting, because it has a lot of like QOL, like similar to anything you would get in like Elder Scrolls Online or any other free-to-play game, but has a subscription. The momentum is the gacha. Not really the momentum, but the artifacts. So now they changed it to Relic is the name. Those are where it gets a little, because that's all drop based. I mean, even going out and doing, if we look at, which is something I want to test today, like going out and doing these, right? There's a chance that it will give this. It says a chance to acquire one of these. It does not mean it's guaranteed. And this is where you use your RP. So basically, if we go out and do this fortress, it's going to use 45 RP. Right now, I have 200. but there's a chance that you get one of those. It's not a guarantee. And in the past, the chance odds have been very, very bad. But we'll see if that's any different now. Tiago, thank you for the follow there. Let's see if I can find the bounty here. I'm all over the place right now because like we have to do stuff anyways to get up to that 49,000. And now that I'm finally back on my night. Okay. Now it's over here. Take me over there. Betty, thank you for the gifts there. I don't know. I'm optimistic though to see how this game does. Like I've still said from the beginning, what I care about the most is the story. If there was a way I could pay like $30 and just like, okay, now you can play the entire story without having to worry about everything else, like all the other RP systems and I would instantly do that. Like instantly, if you could play the story, you get gear as you progress, all of that. Because I've been so impressed with how good it has ended up being, especially for a mobile style game. And the combat's not the most advanced, but I think it's fun enough for this type, again, this type of game. Website heal. It is interesting though that like with so much of a drop off, the further you get, the less the voice lines you get. Trying to get the parries. Yeah, I'm playing through Steam. So much health, man. All right, we got it. He's probably way higher level than you. Unfortunately, no. I'm way more geared than he is. for that NPC. That's just kind of how grindy the game becomes. I think the content that we just did right there was like request or suggested 32,000. Yeah, like a lot of the stuff right here is 30,000. I'm at 42,000. And that's been one of my biggest issues with the game is even though your momentum, your gear score can be 10,000 higher than the suggested for the content that you're doing, the amount of health and the amount of the damage that they do does not, like, it doesn't match or doesn't equal. There's no, like, rhyme or reason between that. Because essentially, like, anything that you're given for the first 10 hours of the game, it does. It makes sense. It's perfectly fine. When you hit 10,000, like, it's not until you reach 15,000 momentum or gear score where it becomes, like, disconnected. Where I've seen people say they were at, like, 70k to do content that's 40k or 30k. Which is, to me, like, insane. All that effort for just that. Exactly. For just like a random guy out in the world. Yo, what's up, Manny? Yes to everything there. Yes. But that's why I'm giving a chance. Because this is supposed to be the experience that all players will now have on day one of playing the game, since it is free to play. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I'm thinking about maybe we just go out and do one of the hideouts and see if we actually get any drops. Okay, and then now it's going to be over here. A huge quality of life thing, which is what... A huge quality of life thing I would love to see too is if you did one piece of content already on one character, there's other games out there where, say if you play a second character, it'll give you the option to redo that original content. And it'll say, would you like to do all the stuff you've already done, or would you like to just receive the rewards for it and continue where you left off? If they added something like that in here, I think that would be such a good quality of life feature. Because it's like you've already done a lot of stuff. Like all this I've already done on my assassin, because originally I couldn't get any further with the knight, so I had to create a second character. Which the assassin was good for a while, but then they nerfed it and didn't buff the other classes, so now it's very there's no clear like best class. Do you speak on the pay to win aspect to the game? There's not. My thing is there's not really a lot here that you can. There's nothing that you can swipe your card for and pay to and like win right away. It not to the effect of what you would think would be in a game like this, which is interesting because that's it. I think a lot, if you go and look at a lot of the Steam reviews, the reasons why it's mixed is because the game doesn't know what it wants to be. It doesn't know whether it wants to be a full-fledged single-player story experience or if it wants to be a free-to-play. Like, it's such an interesting mix match because it doesn't have all the purchases that you would find in a free-to-play game, but it also is missing a lot of that like key aspects to something that would make a game, or I guess balancing, that would make a game a single player experience enjoyable. Well, the thing too, like,
Ironborn.
I know for
Reavers,
some
most
people,
like.
what the heck?
Must be carrying something of value.
All of a sudden, a bunch of voice lines there. Yeah, this is Game of Thrones Kingsroad. I have a bot set up that's supposed to reply, but it doesn't seem to be working. Missed. Yeah, the game has officially launched out of early access. It's bugged. There it goes. Okay. Well, I guess that wasn't the bounty that we needed over here. Man, I was really hoping that for these they would finish adding in the voice lines, because for the first like 15-20 hours there's a lot, all of the dialogue is voice acted. Like the first starting areas before you get down into, what is this, White March or something like that, isn't it? Or Old Town? Before you get to Old Town, it's all voice acted. But then once you get here, it's like the quality drops tremendously. God's Haven. It's over here. You know, let's go clear this. We'll set it to auto navigate. I do really like that feature though. Yeah, there's no. Generally don't know how you do hours of this combat against minor enemies. They just, that's, dude, I'm not gonna lie. I said it in the very beginning too. I'm like, for the first 10 hours, I keep mentioning it. The first 10 hours are the most enjoyable because everything just feels balanced. It feels right. It feels, enemies don't take too long to kill. It feels challenging still enough. Like, I've died in the first boss fight that you go into. It feels fair. But now being so high and requiring, like, we're already almost an hour into the stream, and I have still 8,000 more momentum to gather before I can even continue the main story. And I said in the very beginning that I don't know if this is like a guarantee that I'm going to return fully to this game, because even after the first hour, I'm already starting to feel a little fatigued. Like, I don't want to go through all this grind. I'd rather just play this story, and that's where this game shines so much. I want to be able to see where that goes. I want to see, like, proper balance where it's still challenging, but it's also not going to take me 5 to 10 minutes to kill an average thug in the city. For a boss, okay, that's more understandable depending on their health, but I don't know. It's a constant back and forth, because I'm optimistic that, okay, maybe this will change, but then in reality it's like, no, that's what this game is built on, the foundation of being a grindy free-to-play game that wants 200, 300, 500 hours. But then it doesn't even have, like, the purchasing power to make up for that. Like, even if you wanted to buy your way through, you can't. It's such a mix match of, like, two different genres that just make for, like, a worse experience. Oh, I was gonna actually... Oh, whatever. Oh, did you check out any other cool stuff? I did actually... I missed that one. Yeah, for Kyber, I did end up going into the Battlefront Plus mode. I did the heroes versus villains one, and it was pretty sick. So they haven't fixed the voice acting or lack thereof? No, unfortunately not. And this is their 1.0, which is, I don't know, man. It all depends on their mobile numbers. Steam ain't doing it for them, without a doubt. Barely breaking 2,000. I mean, I guess we'll have to see what the weekend ends up bringing, but I have an unfortunate feeling, and I would be happy to see them make the proper changes and stuff and continue to develop the game, but I don't know where this game's going to be at in like 2 months. I have a feeling it could potentially be one of those, we launched our game, it didn't do good, it's now shutting down. Because they've changed a decent amount since early access. They have changed a decent amount, to be fair. But I wouldn't say they've changed enough or it's prepped and ready for 1.0. But the player count was barely breaking 200 players a day. For like a live service game like this on Steam alone, at least. So it wasn't available on mobile. Now that it's available on mobile, you know, it'll be interesting to see. But well, let's try going down here. For their mobile port, would they have on-screen controls or would it require an extra control? Yeah, it does have on-screen controls. So, like, that's what's crazy to me with the amount of grind. Like, I understand if this game has a ton of grind for combat and stuff. But, dude, my fingers would be so tired if I had to do all of these scenarios on touchpad controls. That sounds like an absolute nightmare. Now, the people that take it the most serious obviously are going to use a regular controller. But still, even having that as an introduction, which I guess you wouldn't really feel the grind in the first 10 hours of the game. But anything past that, like, there will be people that, now that it's on mobile, will play past the 10 hours, reach that 20,000 momentum, and start seeing how much more grindier it becomes then, and then realize, I don't know about this. And I can't imagine doing this type of combat with that, like, inflated health pool on touchpad controls. So, like, you can do it for sure, but that sounds like a nightmare in my opinion. I would like to play Knight, but the gameplay seems so boring without active skills. There are some. The problem is that they're not like that good. Initially, I was using all abilities that like active skills for the Knight. But really his best thing is parrying. And it's unfortunate too, it's all the same character models too. As I was hoping that maybe they'll add new enemy types or something to change it up, but it's all the same for the last 45 hours of the game. Just some of them have different names. How far in are you? Right now, this is technically my first character, but I also had an assassin. We're like 45 hours in or so. I started when early access played, and then I dropped off once the grind really kicked in, to see if there's any balance changes. One spec chat. All right. One sec. You reforge your equipment, it gives you skills, enhanced abilities, and the enhanced effect at the bottom changes your animation. And its damage doubles or triples. I don't even remember what. So we have, yeah, like tier 2 or whatever. We have tier 3 on my assassin. That's tier 1. Is there any skill tree in the game? There's skills, and then you have trait trees. And I've pretty much gone all into the counter and the ignite weapon abilities right now. Let me bump this one up. I haven't even spent any for upgrades yet because I might hold on that since we're doing okay. The game's free now, so I would suggest giving it a try. I would still say like maybe it'll click, because some people love a grind. Some people really enjoy like a game that you can grind for 100, 200 hours. I'm not that type of player. I like a solid 50, 60 hours and then I'm good for a majority of games because I prefer new experiences over replaying. But I don't know. Yeah, once again, it is Game of Thrones Kingsroad. I still can only imagine what this game could have been if it was a full-fledged RPG. Because I think the foundation here has so much potential if given more time to be fleshed out. New enemy types, better balance changes between the classes. There's so much that they could do. I mean, it's WB also, so they could have used the Nemesis system for a game like this. Not a free-to-play version, obviously. But yeah. Like, what is this health bar, man? Might be going back to some more Battlefront tonight. At this rate. We do have Tainted Grail dropping tomorrow, luckily, which is, as far as I can tell, a solid RPG experience.
How's that feel?
I'm already, like, conflicted, man. I want to enjoy and like the game for what it is, but it's just, I don't know. A while ago, I changed my review on Steam to negative because of the amount of grind that it requires and everything after that 15K momentum. Because the thing is, there's just so much potential. But it is what it is. I'd rather spend majority of my time, you know, playing games that are full-fledged experiences But we'll still go for a little bit. Maybe it can change. Hey, I am always happy for something to click that like something I'm missing or something that hasn't clicked yet. I'm always happy to be proven wrong or something that I didn't originally see that, you know, eventually you do. But after spending 45 hours into the game, I don't know. Oh, here we go. Now it's free to play forever. Yep, pretty much. Yeah, once again, chat, it's Game of Thrones Kingsroad. Man. We could try, just for the sake of it, just say screw it and go to the boss and see what happens. Because I never went to the Citadel at all.
Oh, Seven, have mercy. My back. My back.
It's just, man, that this story is so good. You know what? Screw it. We're going to go in. Let's see what happens. I'm just going to follow the story and see if we're even able to do this. Because I don't have the attention span to do the grinding right now.
I need to enter again. To borrow some books.
Well, I'm afraid that's impossible. Only maesters and recognized lords may borrow over long distances. But Casas said you have leave to read anything you wish. For the restricted section, try not to get a headache reading anything outside your common words.
All right, what do we got? Speak to Sam in the library. Sam, the day I hit 30K, you're gonna hit or the day I hit 3K, you're gonna hit 30. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, congrats to you too, man. Been interesting. A wild journey. I appreciate that, Bluey.
Giants would have roamed again before I found something useful here, without your help.
It was all quite interesting, really. If you look closely, the White Walkers always come after the children of the forest. Like they were fighting a war, or it was the White Walkers' revenge against the First Men. This must be it. All of the Citadel's forbidden knowledge.
Looks like it. Do you remember the title of the book we need?
Oh, yes, of course. Stories from the Dawn Age. I can find it in no time.
Enter the restricted area. Oh boy. We're probably gonna get demolished. But I guess we'll see.
Did you just hear that?
No. You killed a man.
Oh no, something's not right.
I'll take care of this.
Oh god.
You stay here and find our book.
I bet it's gonna be like one hit and I'm dead. Yep, I called it. Damn. Yep. Complete 3 side quests in Old Town area. Oh yeah, I guess you could technically do that. Are you even able to leave this area? Able to level up the estate again? I don't know how to cancel the quest. I forget how to do that. There is a way to abandon it. But see if I just run. Oh, okay. Oh, there's a lot of them down here. All right. Can I go? Oh, nice. You can just run.
Oh, 7 have mercy. My back.
Shit. Occupy the library exit. You see. We don't really have any other areas here for us to go do for drops and stuff, unless if it's in areas I haven't discovered yet. There's White Harbor. Rank 1. Minimum momentum. Is that a new signpost or something? Oh, they put it right next to that? I guess I never discovered that one. There's another one right there, too. Trying to see if there's any hideouts that would drop some decent stuff. That one's tier 1. Blue Phoenix, thank you for the follow there. I mean, I guess the next hideout would be over here somewhere. Yeah, here we go. Come on, you can do it. We got the Drifting Wolf. Okay, there we go. Ferocious Beast. There's a camp right here. You know what? Let's go knock this out. Let's try it. Yeah, once again, it's Kingsroad. Game of Thrones, Kingsroad. The Breach. It's a shame the game isn't released on console, so I have to play on my iPhone. It would, yeah. I'm curious to see if it ever will be brought. I almost feel like, though, like, okay, already, I would say, for the most part, the game is in a better state now after a decent amount of resource management changes since I last played. So in that aspect, the game is in a better state. From when I originally played during early access, like day one, the game is doing better for resource management. So I'm not opposed to playing some of the content here. And again, taking a break, going and playing like other new releases and so on, and then revisiting it again, you know, in 3 months or 6 months, as long as it's still ongoing. Because I don't know how long it's gonna, you know, last. If it was only on PC, I wouldn't see it lasting very long. But since now that it's on mobile as well, only time will tell, really. I would really be interested to see like what the player count actually is for mobile. What's up, Godric? Do you have any idea how many hours to beat the game? I have no idea. I've seen some people say like 70, 80, but even then, like your luck has to be so good for drops. Maybe it's different now, because like at a lower level you get a lot more relics or expeditions to be able to do now. But yeah. Jeez. I didn't realize my health is so low there. I'm kind of just like mindlessly fighting them. 'Cause that's kind of what you get to here. $70 to $80 on my iOS would be torture. Exactly. Like, the story is very long. I have currently 45 or 44.5 hours into it. But the thing is, what extends that playtime so much is the requirement of you hit a wall eventually on your first character where your only option is going to be creating a second character. After you create that second character, you have to go back and do all the content that you've already done on your first character, but again, on the second character. Now, I kind of feel like I'm back on my original character, and what we would have to do is go back and do all the content that I did on my second character until I'm feeling probably at some point we're going to hit another wall where we will now have to go back and create a third character. The only other way I think that there would be of sticking to one character is if you only play just enough every day to use all your RP up, and then yeah, that's basically it. You would only play one character, you log in for an hour or two, go do like your dailies, I guess you could say, using the RP stuff, and then afterwards you log out. But if you want to consistently progress like in more time in a day, and then you kind of reach the point where you have to. I almost feel like maybe, but I don't have the attention span to create a sellsword right now, because I still haven't created a sellsword.
Be worth more unharmed.
Or the time commitment that it would require. So thanks for the info. Yeah, no problem. What really pulls me in, as if it wasn't clear, which I said a decent amount, is the story. If I was able to continue just following the story, doing some side quests here and there, and not have to do everything here, that's where me as a player would 100% be down, like all the way through. But it's all that additional grind, which with any game, if there's an absurd amount of grind or time required, I have my time or my fun in the early aspects of the game, and then I hit that wall, and then that's when I say, okay, I had fun, I'm good here, and so on. And I think that's honestly where I'm kind of at right now. So I think we're gonna chill on this for right now, unless if something changes, unless if the game gets updated. I don't know. I might check in. I might decide to do a few recordings off stream. I'm up in the air, but I think aside from that, later today we're gonna go into some Battlefront 2 again, do one more stream, and then tomorrow we start Tainted Grail. So, and that game is something I'm looking forward to, because it actually is fully developed storyline, all voice acted, a bunch of classes. It's basically, think Oblivion or Skyrim, but indie. So that should be interesting. But for now, this has been Game of Thrones Kingsroad. Like I said, it's out on Steam. I've been playing through early access. The first 10 hours of the game, the most fun. If you still stick around after that, then you'll kind of see the issues that I've been running into with it. Unless if you love a grindy game that you can play for 200 to like 200 plus hours. I saw some people have like 700 plus in Discord. A lot of very dedicated players. So if you like that type of game, it might be for you. It's still not too bad for the pay to win aspect. It's only PvE anyways, so not like the only thing you'd be paying for still is like relic drops or like the artifacts. But even then, like, it doesn't set you that far ahead other players. Like, it still can give you a decent amount of momentum, but not to the point where like I personally would think it's even worth it. So it doesn't set you that far ahead like other games out there similar to Lost Ark or I don't even know, whatever else. But that's all I got. I'm gonna chill here. And yeah, YouTube is Casas Plays, Twitch Casas Plays TV. You can find out all my playlists on my YouTube channel. Everything that I play always goes up there. If you want to watch any other episodes from the beginning, from when we made the assassin and so on, it's all available. But I'm gonna chill. So have a good rest of your day. I will be back later today around 5 p.m. Eastern. We'll jump into some more Battlefront, and then we'll go from there. So have a good one. I'll see y'all then. Peace.